A very good morning to everyone present here. Today's webinar is on parenting a challenge. The resource person today is Dr. Rameela Shekhar, mental health professional, Manashanti Counselling, Training and Research Center, Mangalore. I take privilege to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Rameela Shekhar. Dr. Rameela Shekhar had her early education at Mangalore and then went on to pursue her studies at Nimhans, Bangalore. She has served as a professor, head of the department, and a dean of the post graduation department of Roshani Nilaya for 34 long years. Currently, she is practicing child, adolescent, and youth mental health professional at the Manashanti Counselling, Training and Research Center, Mangalore. She has conducted more than 1,000 programs for students, parents, teachers, and members of various government and corporate sector on family life, family relationships, child mental health, healthy personality, stress management, mental health first aid, prevention of sexual harassment in different parts of Karnataka and South India. If I go on to put before you the achievements of Dr. Rameela Shekhar, it would take hours. So I'm just going to briefly tell you about her accomplishments. Dr. Rameela was conferred the Best Educationist Award by Global Society for Health and Educational Growth, New Delhi, in the year 2015. Dr. Rameela was involved with research with the University of Cornell, United States of India, with Flinders University, Australia. She was the co-investigator for a study titled Living with Chronic Illness with the University of Melbourne, Australia, York University, United Kingdom, and Rajgiri College of Social Sciences, Kerala, India. Recently, she completed another research in internet addiction with Flinders University, Australia. Dr. Rameela is a member of many local, national, and international organizations. She was appointed for two consecutive year terms as a member of a mental health authority for Karnataka. She was the member prevention of sexual harassment of Office of Mangalore City Commissionerate and Dakshina Kannada Police. At present, she is the member of Prevention of Sexual Harassment Committee of KMC Hospital, Mangalore, the Karnataka Bank Head Office, Mangalore, and Tetherif Software Company. Dr. Rameela has been giving radio and television programs on issues related to the women, child, child health and mental health and was on a live program on NTV in the Middle East. She was also on All India Radio programs for children and women. Her special areas of interest are working with the children, adolescents, women, and family related areas, and conducting preventive and promotive programs for children, adolescents, and families striving towards a better and progressive society. On behalf of our principal, vice principals, teachers, students, and parents, I, Mrs. Nola De Lima, Welcome you, dear ma'am, to this webinar. We are pleased to have you with us and eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you.
Over to Dr. Rameela Shekhar.
Thank you very much, Madam Donna. And I think I take this opportunity, first of all, to thank Principal Cyril, Father Cyril, and of course, my alumni Nirma, who is the link between y'all and me. And so I, I would like to start off this whole session on just talking about parenting. Now, I think Sir, when he started off the welcome speech, he spoke about the importance of, how to deal with uh, parenting, what is parenting, and all that. Just give me a second before I start this. Can you see the slide, Nirma?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
So the slide is thing. Okay.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I think Sir started off very beautifully saying that what is parenting? How is parenting a beautiful feeling, and how it is also a challenge? When Nirma asked me to give a title, I purposefully gave this title because of what happened about a month back. I had parents of an adolescent boy around 14-year-old come to me and then say that my parents had 11 children. That's what the mother told me. My parents had 11 children, but I never saw my mother tearing her hair. ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ 11 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ರು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂಥರ ಜಿಗುಪ್ಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಒಂಥರ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, and I am having only this one boy, and from so many years I am literally on my toes. I don't know what to do, madam. Why is it like that? And that thought made me think of this particular topic, saying that at present time, parenting is a challenge. It's an art, as Sirs very rightly said, it is an art. I definitely agree to it. But it's also a challenge. A challenge because of the changes that are going on in and around us. A challenge because there are so many things that are happening which was not happening in the times of our parenting, of our parents. Okay, so that's where I just took up some of these aspects when I just talked to the parents. Parenting brings the best in the child. Now, I think even Sir mentioned that, saying that parenting ina ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾಳೆಯ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಾಗುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. Yes, parenting is trusting in oneself and trusting in the child. ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಮಗುವಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. And parenting is enjoying, smiles.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Sorry to trouble.
Yeah.
Ma'am, your screen is not properly visible. Can you make it full?
I have made it full here. Okay,
It is showing cut.
I'm sorry. Okay. Now
Yes, ma'am.
I'll go to this. Now it's better.
Ma'am, that percentage you have to make it proper down. Yeah, now it is properly visible.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
So parenting is smiles, parenting is playing, but parenting is also a little bit of fear and anxiety. ಆತಂಕ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ತರ್ತದೆ. ಆತಂಕ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕಾಣುವ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ತನೆಗಳು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನನ್ ಮಗು ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನನ್ ಮಗು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾಳೆ, ನನ್ ಮಗು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಓಕೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಅವನು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಒಂದು ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನ, ಪ್ರಜೆ ಆಗ್ತಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Parenting is enjoyable, it is confusing. And especially like this, when schools organize programs like this, and now ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Because I am sure all the parents have heard this one sentence from all the research persons till now. Okay, you should have open communication. ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸಂವಾದ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. But that 14-year-old boy of mine, that 16-year-old boy of mine, ನಾನು ಅವನ ರೂಮಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ what does he do? What do you want? Why did you come to my room? ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂತಹ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್? ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂತಹ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಂವಾದ ಮಾಡುದು? ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಡ ಮೇಡಮ್. And then let's discuss as to what is possible, what is not possible. So who is a parent is first thing that's there. Any person who takes the role of a caring and raising a child is a parent. ಒಂದು ಮಗುವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸುವ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪೋಷಕರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. So that care giving is something that is very very important, and it goes for a long period of time. Okay, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ಹುಡುಗನು ಅಥವಾ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪೋಷಕರು ಏನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟಿಂಗ್? I think in the present situation, one of the goals is to raise him or her as a confident person. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಈಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಈಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೋರ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ might have been very very happy when they got 75% in the SSLC, might have been very happy first class in their college, but that is not enough now, because I have students who have finished their 10th and got 90% and still unhappy. So to become confident, to become responsible, ತಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ತಾವೇ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಆ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ತರೋದು, that is a goal, adu namma guri. And to make them independent. I'm specifically bringing this because I just brought that issue of ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ 12 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, 6 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು 1 ಮಗು ಅಥವಾ 2 ಮಗು. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. We look after them very well. We do everything for them, and they become totally dependent on us. So I think one of the goals of parenting an adolescent is to start making them independent right at that stage itself. Okay, and most important thing is to see how we can develop a positive relationship with our children. ನಾನು ಗುಡ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. We have to be able to tell our children what we feel, tell us what they feel. This is something that is very very important. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 2 ಕೇಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. I just want to keep some 2 case histories so that I am able to explain later on what I am talking. Here is a 13-year-old girl studying in the 8th standard, and why she was brought to me is that her sleep has come down, her appetite has come down. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಹಸಿವು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಿದ್ದೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, and she wants to do lot of things in her life. Okay, but because she is the only child, she is not allowed to go out a lot, and she becomes very anxious and very scared. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆದರ್ತಾಳೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಆತಂಕ ಇದ್ದದೆ. ಅವಳ ಆತಂಕ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, will my dreams come true? ನಾನು ಕಾಣುವ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಪೂರೈಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಆತಂಕ ಅವಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So this is the first situation that I am giving you. My second situation is a 14-year-old boy. Okay, And I'm sure this is something that all of us might have heard. Okay, like especially idu e COVID banda nantra banda case. So I brought this out purposefully because I'm going to talk about this lockdown and lack of schools and COVID situation in our country. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದದ್ದು ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನೋ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ನ್ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. I find him sleeping the whole day. I don't find him, interested in attending the classes. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಎದುರು ಬೀಳ್ತಾನೆ. He is angry and he is rebellious and always on social media. So when this boy came to me and I asked him saying that, ಹೌದಾ ನಿನ್ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ you are on mobile, you are on laptop. So his answer was, what do I do? They are telling me to sit and listen to the classes. What do I do? So which put me also at a pause saying, let me see what I can do for this child. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಲ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ these two cases. And ನಮ್ಮ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್, ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡುವವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹದಿಹರೆಯದವರು, ಅಡಾಲಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಈ ಹದಿಹರೆಯದವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we have to understand the adolescence. We have to understand two aspects. One is it's a transition period, it's a change period. ಇದೊಂದು ಸಮಯ, ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುವ ಸಮಯ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವ ಸಮಯ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಚೇಂಜ್? ದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಹುಡ್ ಟು ದ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಹುಡ್. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳತನದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಪೋಷಕರ ಮೇಲೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುವುದಕ್ಕೂ, ಬೆಳೆದ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ಆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಗುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಆ ನಡುವಿನ ಚೇಂಜಿನ ಟೈಮ್, ಆ ನಡುವಿನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಸೇ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಈಗ 11ರಿಂದ 18 ಮಾತ್ರ, 13ರಿಂದ 19 ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೊಂದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದ ಟೈಮ್. And it is between 13 and 18 years. Generally ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು adolescence is between 13 and 18 years. And ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we see a sudden change in the child. ಅವ್ನು ಹೀಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಂದಿ ಪೋಷಕರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳುದೇನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವನು ಹೀಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ತನಕ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದ, ಈಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಒರಟಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. She wasn't like that. When I tell her to go out and do something she is to do, now she says, why only you can see me? So all these changes are seen in these children. So what is happening is there's a lot of physical exercise, energy in them. There's a lot of physical drive. Energy, daihika energy tumba irtade, and that makes them, come out like this type. And avara maulyaಗಳಿಗೆ, their values, okay, are different from namma values. ಅವರ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಮನೆಯ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮನೆಯ ತಿಂಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್? KFC ಇದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಡೊನಾಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಏನಾಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು ಬಂದು, ಈಗ ಲಾಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಿಂದ ತಿಂಡಿ ತರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ವಿದೌಟ್ ದಿಯರ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್, ಐ ಬಾಟ್. See, I am alive, I'm not dead, Now this was the thing that he told me. So I had to explain to him, nothing is going to happen to you. But your parents told you not because you'll die, but parents told you because they're concerned with you. So this is the value system that we, that is thing. There is a sharp differentiation between good and bad. There is no middle point. ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾಡ್ಬಾರ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ವೇರ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗ್ ಬರ್ತೇವೆ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಇಂದ ಕೆಳಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅವರ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಕೆಳಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, peer group we call them. They become very close to them. They become, they want to please them. So antaha samayadalli what will happen is they always want to be with them. That's why you'll find them coming from school and asking the parents, oh I have to talk about homework anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಎಲ್ದು ಚೂಯಿಂಗಮ್ ತರ ಎಳಿತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಬರೀ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಳ್ದು ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ಡ್. ಬುದ್ಧಿವಾದ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮುಖ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. ಐ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕಮ್, ಐ ನೋ, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the most of the things what they tell me is that they tell me very clearly, you know what, now if you're going to start, don't do this and don't do that, I'm not going to listen to you. So I don't start my sentence with don't. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಹೀಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ನೋಡು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ಯೂಸೇ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿದು ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಶುರುವಾಯ್ತು ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ನನ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಬಟ್ we have to remember that it's a very very critical period, it's a very important period. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಒಂದು ಹಂತ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಹಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ, ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ, ದಪ್ಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಜೊತೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ನಡೀತದೆ. ನಾನು ಏನು, ನಾನು ಯಾರು, ನನ್ಗೇನ್ ಬಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬರುವುದು. So there's a need to develop an open communication, open relationship between adolescents and adults, both in the house and in the educational institution. And I'm so happy that you have 2 counselors here. I'm really happy. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, I'm not saying teachers are not capable. Teachers are very much capable of doing all that the counselors are doing. But they feel that ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ನವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that might affect ನನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ನನ್ನ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So that is counselor is somebody different, who is not connected to my subjects, who is not connected to anything. So I can be open ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ at least ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನು ಹೊರ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. This will play an important role in determining our holistic development ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. The total development of the child will be determined here. Okay. ನಾನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್. ಓರ್ ಈಗ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಆತಂಕ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು, ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಆತಂಕ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋಯ್ಯೋ ಆತಂಕ ಆಯ್ತು ಈಗ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. So I don't want that to come at all. I'm not going to talk about problems. I am just going to talk about some issues. ಕೆಲವು ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಆಗುವ ಘಟನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಒಂದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್. ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುವ ನಡುವೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಗುವ ಒತ್ತಡದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಎದುರು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಒತ್ತಡಗಳು ಬರ್ಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಸಣ್ಣ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಇದು ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಆಗುವ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಕ್ಳ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ನೀವ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದ್ದಿ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಅಪ್, ಯು ಬೆಟರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಬೈ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಆರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ, see now your exams are coming, I think midterm is over online now, they've got some exam in December. That is what my children tell me. My children andre nanna clinicina maklu, that's what they tell me. So ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಯದೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ನಾವು ಮೇ ಬಿ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ, ಓದುದಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲದಾಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನೀನ್ ಓದುದಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್, ನೀನ್ ನನ್ನಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಿಡು, ನಾನು ಓದ್ತೇನೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಅಪ್, ಐ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀವ್ ಹಿಮ್, and he also knows that he can't do it by himself. He also knows that he has to have a help, but he doesn't want to ask you that he wants help. So what will he do? He will start studying on his own way, and ultimately he won't be able to study without help. So then when the results come, nadidu test ಆದ ನಂತರ, when his results come, we realize he has not got good marks. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, we are ready there waiting, like a tiger waiting for the prey ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇನಂತ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹಾರ್ತೇವೆ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ. ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ನ್ಯೂ that is why I told you, tuck it will go on. What happens, we don't realize that we telling like this shapes the self-confidence of the individual, the child. Immediately the child cringes. Immediately ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಮಗು ಆ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡಿನ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾವ್ದ ಗೂಡು, ನನ್ಗೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಮಮ್ಮನ್ ಜೊತೆ, ನಾನ್ ಓದ್ತೇನೆ, ನೋಡಿಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಚ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಿ, ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡಿ. And this is something about I want to tell the teachers also. We like to put challenges, good, but along with challenges, give some guidelines also. See, this is how you have to study. Talk to them about the study methodology. Tell them the reading methods. Find out what type of a student is he. Is he a visual student? Is he an auditory student? ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು. All children cannot study in the same manner. Please understand that. ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಲರ್ನರ್ಸ್. ಆ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಲರ್ನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೊರ ತರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಕಲಿಯುವಾಗ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮಾತ್ರ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಿಟ್ ದೇರ್ 24 hours and say study this answer ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. If they are auditory person, okay, these are persons who want to hear something. They catch when they are hearing. Now these children have to be told to read loudly. So this type of learning skills are now kandu hididdu. This is something that you have to give them. This is the guidance that you have to give them. Not rote learning. Not parenting them with like as if they are a small a small bird anta heli ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. We give them responsibility, we give them guidance, and that brings the better results. A better results heluvaga you give them a pat on your back saying that very good. Alli it is not important that we say nodu naan helidage kaltarinda ninge iga marks sikkittu, you got this marks because of me. No, you have to pat them on their back saying that very good. I see that from last time you got 78%, this time you have got 80%. That is fantastic. I am sure now next time can we aim at 85? If a child has been getting 50%, don't aim at 85. Because the child also knows, you also know, I also know. 50 ಇಂದ 85 ಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, 50 ಇಂದ 60 ಗೆ ತನ್ನಿ. Give the next goal as 60. Can we aim at first class this time? I will help you to study. I will tell you how to study. And I'm sure you can get. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, I know you won't. That's why I'm sitting here ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. So you give them that and give them a small hike. And then the person will be able to do that. From 65, you go to 70. From 70, go to 80. That is the way we have to jump, and that is exactly now ಮಾಡುದು clinically, because I have had a lot of children who have done well, and the parents came and asked me, ನೀವೇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ? ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ನಾನು. ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟದು. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಮಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸಿ ಆ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಹಾರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು ಹಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು ಹಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನ್ ಬರೀ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸವನ್ನು ಕುಗ್ಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಅವನದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಡೌನ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. And when in case they don't do well, okay, let's not advise and scold them, because that only brings about aggression. So you might ask me the question immediately. I'm sure parents might ask me, hagadre baibarda, correct ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಾ, ಖಂಡಿಸಬಾರ್ದಾ, shouldn't we criticize anta you will ask me. You have to, but what? ಖಂಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಏನನ್ನು? What do we have to criticize? We have to criticize the act and not the child. ಖಂಡಿಸಬೇಕು, ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿಸಬೇಕು, ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನಲ್ಲ. That is very very important for me. ಏನು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಕಲಿಯುವ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಏನೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿಸಿ, ನಾನು ನೆನೆಸ್ತೇನೆ ಈ ಸಲ ನೀನು ಕಲಿತ ರೀತಿ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. I think you should have studied in a little better manner. ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ that you did not follow a time schedule. ಹೌದಾ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೀನು ದಡ್ಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ದಡ್ಡ ಅಂತ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಓಕೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಫೀಲ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ವೆಲ್, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಬೇಸರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಒಗ್ಗರಣೆ ಹಾಕುವ ಬದಲು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾರ್ನಿಶಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದೆಮ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೂರ್ ಯು ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಬಹುದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್? ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್? ವೇರ್ ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ we failed? You and I failed. Okay, can we look at it in a different manner? Okay, then he might say, Mama, I think ನಾನು ಈ ತರ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿತ್ತು. Okay, can we start doing a timetable for the next exam? Forget about this exam. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಿಡಿ. Can we try next time ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ. That will be the best thing. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಿನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಕೇಳು, ಅಥವಾ ಯು ಸೇ ಓಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದ ತೋರಿಸು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. This is what makes them, go to an oppositional behavior. So that is where I'm giving you an example here. I had this 14-year-old boy who was highly aggressive. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಟ್ಟು, ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಡೀ ದಿವಸ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಹೀಗಾಯ್ತದ್ದು, ಇವರಿಂದ ಹೀಗಾದದ್ದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದದ್ದು ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್, not because he is this thing. This is because there is that conflict between dependence and independence. Because ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, you're grown up, now act like a grown up, don't do this, don't do that ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. But you have to tell him what is a grown up. So he'll think grown up ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರೋದು is grown up. Because ಅಪ್ಪ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮನೆಗೆ, I am grown up now, ನಾನು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹುಡುಗ, ನಾನು grown up, I'll come at 6 o'clock. ಅವನು 4 o'clock 3 o'clock ಬಾರದಿದ್ರೆ ಆತಂಕ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. We become anxious. So next time we say, where are you? Couldn't you tell me? I told you not to go. Then what am I grown up now? So this is what is happening in the child. So that is the thing that you have got to understand, that this is a very important aspect. Another simple issue, another with the simple social ties and social support. ಈ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಬಾಂಡ್, ಅವರ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇರುವುದು ಅವರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಜೀವನೇ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ, ಆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದೇ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ. Maybe I and you know that boy with whom he's going maybe inculcating bad habits anta. I won't say bad boy, please mark my words. I don't think any boy, any child can be a bad child, but they might have learned that bad habit from somewhere, and there is possibility of passing the bad habit. Nan gottide, but if I tell that to my child, that child will not believe, because for him that friend is a good friend. So what do you have to do? You have to start knowing the friends. You have to get to know the friends. ಆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಕರಿಬೇಕು. ಆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಹುಡುಗ, he doesn't have good values ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if you call him home and you show values at home, that boy will start seeing another world, because maybe he has become like that because of his family. Maybe that is what he's seeing every day, his father and mother fighting. He's seeing his father drinking every day and coming and hitting the mother, and he has never seen anything but aggression in the life. From small adanne avanu nodidu, hodetta ಬೈಯೋದು ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಿ ಅವನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಅವನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ಅನುಕರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. That is what he imitates. So can you show a different world to him? Can you show him love? Can you show him acceptance? And that boy will slowly change, and in turn your boy will also realize, I know my mother doesn't like this friend of mine, but still she's nice to him. So now what can I do to be nice to my mother? This is a different approach altogether. And now during COVID-19, there is a big problem with social ties and social support, because we are telling them not to meet friends. We are telling them not to go out. Okay, we tell them be careful, jagrate ru, avra alli hogbeda, illi hogbeda, friends jothe maatadbeda. Again, I have a lot of boys coming and say, "Yen madam, naan enta madbeku? What do I do? I'm not allowed to go out and play in the maidan with my friends. I'm not allowed to go to the playground. I'm not allowed to go to my friend's house. What do you think I can do?" So now this is something that is, that COVID time has really done, because especially for the youth, because for them, they love meeting friends, they love talking together, they love laughing together, and we are curtailing them. So that is something that is very important. Social ties because of social factors. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅಂಶಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಬರೋದು. Maybe because of economic aspect. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀನು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ, ಅವರ ಮನೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿಲ್ಲ, that all those things, if you tell them, it is an important thing that can hamper them. And most important is what they see in the media, TV ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಕೆಲವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬಹುದು. ಆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇಂದ ಅವರ ವರ್ತನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ನೀನು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ನೋಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, because it's a part and parcel of their life now. So what can I do? Can I supervise? Can I be with them? Can I show some social media different thing? ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆ ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಸಮ್ ಫನ್ನಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಟಾಕ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಶೋ ಅಗಾಸ್ಟ್, ಓ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಶೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. I had this young boy who was watching some of these, sexual videos. ಈ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಲೈಂಗಿಕ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಡೇ ದ ಫಾದರ್ ಸಾ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್. ನಾನ್ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಇಂತಹ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ತಾನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಮೈ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಮದರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್. ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಅ ಟೋಟಲ್, ಅವ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವ್ನು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಹಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಐಸೋಲೇಷನ್. ನಾನ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟವನು, ನಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್, ದೈಹಿಕ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು. ಯಾವ ತರ ದೈಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಒಂಥರ ಅವನ ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬ್ರೀದಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಶುರುವಾಯ್ತು, ಅವನ ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ಒಂಥರ ನೋವು ಶುರುವಾಯ್ತು. ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅವನು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಿಗೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಫೈನಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವನ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಏನು ದೈಹಿಕವಾದ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್. ವೆನ್ ಡಿಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್? ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ 9th standard. Do you remember when you started 9th standard in June ಆಗಿತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. Did it happen in July? Illa. Somewhere in December it happened. What happened in December? Can we talk about what happened in December? And the boy immediately went back to a shell. As if I can't talk, don't even talk to me about it. So this was before COVID, so I could go near him, sit near him. Because ಈಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. We don't go near our patients. Okay? So ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವನ ಬೆನ್ನಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಹಾಕಿ I said, it's okay. Whatever has happened, it's okay. If you're scared, ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, don't worry. Okay? Even I have done so many mistakes, so it's okay. Tell me what it is ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. And slowly he said, I did something bad. I said, what is it that you have done bad? Let's talk about it, and then let's find out if it is bad at all. Then he told me, I was introduced to videos, sexual videos. I was introduced to it. ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನನಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನನಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಮಗ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. So I started going to my room and watching all this. And I have been watching it from some time. I didn't know that it was right or wrong. But one day when my father found out, it became a big issue. It's become the whole family. ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, even when I go to a relative's function, one of my uncle will always come and say, give me your mobile, let me see ಏನಿದೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನನಗೆ ಒಂಥರ I feel like a creep. So that has made him start becoming very, very conscious of himself. So then I first told him the growing up stage again. I just told him about the growing up stage, the physical differences again. I brought about the psychological changes that happen. I brought about the social changes that happen. Then I connected all this, saying physical growth in a jote, psychological interest baruva jote, social ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗುವ ಜೊತೆ ಇಂತಹ ಪ್ರಕರಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ to go towards these sort of ideas, visuals is very normal. But I should not depend on it. Now this is where I started talking to him about it, saying that it is something that if you're getting interested in these things, there's nothing wrong in it. But you getting addicted to these things is not very positive. I was very careful not to use the word bad. I said it's not very positive. And immediately the boy stood up and he said, ma'am, are you telling me that I'm not a bad boy? I said, no, you're not a bad boy. This is a part of your growing up stage. And unfortunately, you were not guided properly. And that is not your fault. So when we started talking like that, I actually started seeing him open. And then he told me about the various movies that he has seen anta ella heli. And then he started asking me questions about all those things. And that is where we opened up and we started talking. And I had to remove that wrong thing in his mind, that you are wrong anta heluva aa bhavneyannu takonda takshana he started opening up. I had a family session with him. I had to change a lot of ideas in his parents. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. After all that was done, then we started becoming, the family becoming more and more close. This is a very simple example. Okay, same way I'll give you another example. I'm just giving examples because of the simple fact how important it is for us. Okay, I had this one, this was some time back, idu iga alla. Okay, I had this case where the mother actually brought this boy right from a wedding, and this was before I was still in college, so I used to go to the clinic only in the evening. And this was around 8:30 in the evening when I was just about to close the shutter. Okay, this mother and the son comes. They were dressed. I knew they had come from a wedding. And the mother said, ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ನೋಡದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನೋಡುವ ತನಕ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. So I had to open the shutter and I said, madam, ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. I had 2-3 cases. I can't listen now. Nadu nanna problem. I am very, very tired. So maybe because you're so desperate, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀವು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Because I have to see after myself also. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಶಿಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ಗೆ ಎಂತ ಹೇಳುದಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅವನ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ ನಂತರ, then I said, what happened? And that boy was sitting next to him as if he is not interested at all. This is a 9th standard boy that I'm talking about. I said, what? I just called out his name. I said, what happened? Tell me. He did like this. I don't know. Simply at all. What is she hyping about it? Why is she making such a big thing out of it? So I said, tell me what has happened. What is big? What is that? You know what? We went to a neighbor's wedding. Okay, then he told me, see, I am a Brahmin. We are from a Brahmin culture. We went to our neighbor's wedding where it is a Christian wedding. And there, no ma'am, they give everything. And I took one glass of beer. And this mummy of mine went hype because of that. So what actually happened is, in Mangalore, we have in some weddings, they serve drinks. And this boy just took the hand towards the beer. And the mother was shocked to know that a 9th standard boy was drinking. Okay, so then I understood the thing. Then I realized that I told the mother, just because he went and took the hand to the beer doesn't mean he's a drunkard. Hold on, calm yourself. You don't have to tell anybody right now. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Your son is perfectly all right. Then I just spoke to the boy in a very short manner. I said, tell me what happened. What happened? Then the question that he asked me was, madam, how do you spend your birthday when you were small? I know you must have gone to some ice cream parlor and eaten some ice cream. We don't, ma'am. Now we go to the pub, ma'am. You know, we give our 18 years old anta heli navelladre hogi we have it. So I am not an alcoholic, ma'am. I just had once beer. So I just thought of tasting. What is she becoming hype about it anta heli? So this was the whole situation. Okay, now then he said, ma'am, if you're going to tell me kudibartu, if you're going to tell me it is bad, I'm going out now. So I said, who's going to talk to you about that? I'm not going to talk to you about what you want to do. I am just going to talk to you. What happened? Tell me. We started talking. I realized he's a football fan. So I started talking about football. I started talking about the different groups in the football and all that. Then I said, okay, I want you to write tomorrow when you come, because I was also tired. It was 9:15 by that. I said, I want you to write and come tomorrow evening saying that, okay, why do young people go to drink? Just write that and come. I will write it as a composition. Then we had sessions and he wrote to me to get a kick, to feel happy and to feel one with the friends. Alli naan ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we had a dialogue. To get happiness, do you only have to take beer or is there other way of happiness ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. There that boy was able to understand. He said, see, if I didn't go with them to the drink pub, they would have called me Gandhi. I don't want them to call me Gandhi. That is why I went. So I said, fine, I understand. But there is a way to tell that. You can't say, no, I'm not coming. You don't want, it is against your values. Do you find it? And the see, this is how we become exactly what the boy says. Now now only melt ಆಗ್ತೇವೆ. We become scared. We become, frightened. And then we overreact. Now, this is another example that I'm giving. Okay. Now, as I'm speaking about pandemic in COVID ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ವಯಸ್ಸಿನ ಆ ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ಕಿನ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಏನು ಅಂತ I'm going to just talk about. I've divided into 3. Physical, they don't have classes, so they're feeling bored. Change of food. ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ if they don't like food, they can just order from somewhere change in routine, because early they used to dress up at 7 o'clock and go. Now there's nothing to do. Okay, there an whole day with the family, that is very boring. And our nanna privacy alli bartaranta heli. Psychological, there's a lot of uncertainty. How long will this go? There's a lot of anxiety, atanka ide, and they throw a lot of temper tantrums. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇಡೀ ದಿವಸ ಅಮ್ಮ ಬಂದು ಇಣುಕ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ನನ್ನ ರೂಮಿಗೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. And why are people telling me what to do? Now they are telling me that I should do this, I should do that ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Social anta hedidre, there is a lot of mobility restrictions. I am not allowed to go out, nange horage hoglike bidta illa. Now I am seeing the mobile a lot, but what else can I do? Tell me what else I can do anta heluva questions. Boredom leading to alcohol and drugs, this is very very important, especially tobacco. Bore ಆಗ್ತದೆ madam, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು I've just had. And uncertainty about future. Now this is something that you have to understand. But also remember, pandemic ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪರಿಣಾಮ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ತರ್ತದೆ. ಏನು? ಆ ರೂಟೀನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈಗ. Especially ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ, about economy, there is a lot of uncertainty. Will I have a job? Will I get a job? Some of them are being paid half, all that. Fear of contacting the illness. ನಾನು ಆ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಯನ್ನು ತಂದು ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗುವವರಿಗೆ. ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, because children are at home, we have to cook good food. Okay, we have to do something else. The man is not going for work now because he has lost his job. Kellow jobs, for example, maybe the event managers, caterers, catering company, ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೇಟರಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು, ಈಗ ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ತುಂಬಾ 3-4 ತಿಂಗಳು ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಫೀಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಮನೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಹೌ ಡು ಐ ಡೂ ಇಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್, ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು I'm going to slowly end it up and say, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ ನಂತರ, how do I strengthen our ties? How do I strengthen the bonding with my child? ಆ ಮಗುವಿನ ಜೊತೆ ಸಂಬಂಧವನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸುವುದು, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? One thing is, I know it is COVID time, but COVID time ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 24 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. You don't have to be together all the 24 hours, but can we set aside some time together? This is very important. That is called as family time. Very, very important. Come when all of us sit, ellavannu bittu barudu. Don't ask in the family time about studies. Don't ask that, finish studying, or did you finish study science? How much did you get in maths? No, this is not the time for that. This is just the time to talk about ourselves. You talk about yourself, he will talk about himself. Some of the things that he talks might be stupid. He might talk about football. He might talk about cricket. I am the least interested in cricket, but I will still have to show interest in cricket. This is called family time. Help them to make decision making. ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡುವ, ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾಳೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೀನ್ ಹೇಳೋ. Give him the chance to tell. So if he says something, he will eat it. ನೀವು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಗೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡು. ಈಗ ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೇರ್? ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡುದು ಅವ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಅವನು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ. ಫ್ರಮ್ 7th standard onwards, you leave it to them. Even younger than that, leave it to them. ಓಕೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಿಡಿ. ಅವರ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಟೈಮ್. allow expression of feeling. I am angry, I don't like it. How can you be angry anta kelike hogbedi. If he is angry, accept that he is angry and understand that he is angry and go with that. Leave him to be free for some time. Leave him aside for some time. Everything will be all right. Matte difference between problems and issues. Iga nanu kuda nimge I did not talk about problems. I don't want to talk, but issues definitely. Like lack of time is an issue. Failing is a problem. Not understanding is an issue. Nange maths artha agodilla is an issue. ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ನನ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಪೋಷಕರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ದೇ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ದಟ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ವೈ? They don't understand us because we don't talk to them about our problems. Now this is one chance. Talk to them about your problem. See, I know that you want all this. I know your friends have all this. Adre nanna salary ishtu. ಆ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಯರ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. You know, when they come and say, ಆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, most of the time we say, oh, he didn't talk, leave him, let him go. You make another friend. It's not so easy to make friends. Please understand that. I feel bad when my friend left out and you're not understanding that. Now, this is something that you have got to understand the situation. And come what may. Come what may. They might be angry, they might be irritated. Stay connected to them. Stay with them. Don't put them far away. Because the moment you make them far away, they feel isolated, they feel very, very bad. So what should we do as parents? As parents, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? Especially COVID-19 time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೂಟೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ. ರೂಟೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಎದ್ದು ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಈಗ ಅಪ್ಪ ಬರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಬರೋದು 6 ಗಂಟೆಗಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 7 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಹುದಾ? ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಮ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರೂಟೀನ್. ಆ ರೂಟೀನ್ ಇಂದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸರ್ಟನಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲುಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ our physical health, very important. Involve children in decision making. ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಒಂದು ಕೌಶಲ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಹ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳಿಸಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ದೆಮ್. Your children's age is not the age to be left by themselves. They need supervision. They need hand holding. They don't need an hawk eagle eye. ಆ ಗಿಡುಗ ನೋಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೈ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Know the child, listen to the child. ಸಂಪರ್ಕವನ್ನು ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್, ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್, ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಈಗ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಆ ಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್, ಕೇರಿಂಗ್, ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಈಗ ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು? ಲುಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಯರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. We'll sit and do one timetable for them. We have to tell them about chemical use. ಮಾದಕ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕುತೂಹಲ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They become inquisitive and use. No, talk to them. What happens when they have alcohol? Talk to them why it is not good. Don't say it is bad and don't talk about it. Be thankful. Help them to be thankful what they have. Very, very important. You know, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ತರ್ತದೆ. ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ನೋಟ್. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಜನರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ when I talk to people, I hear so much of negativity. What is this? 2020 has been very bad. Because of COVID, it has been like that. COVID has destroyed everybody. All that we tell them. All that we tell them. Okay, now can we stop all that and maintain a positive note? Okay, recognize the skills, recognize the development in them. Okay, and there will be frustration, there will be disappointments. Life is not going to be a bed of roses. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಜೀವನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಜಿಗುಪ್ಸೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಿರಾಶೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಿರಾಶೆ ಇದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನೊಂದ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದ್ದವಳು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಲೂಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಡೂ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಡೂ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಲೀವ್ ಇಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಡೂ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. That is something that is very, very important. Now, this is the last slide. Principles to practice as parents. Love children regardless of their behavior. ಕೆಟ್ಟದು ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡದೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುವುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆದರೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಪಪೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಯರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಅವರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಗೊಂಬೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ತಿರ್ಗಿಸದ ಹಾಗೆ ತಿರ್ಗಿಸ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಶಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಅ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಕೌಟುಂಬಿಕ ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆದ ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೀಚಿಂಗ್. ನೀವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ನಡೆಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗುಡ್ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ದಿವಸಾಗ್ಲೂ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಳ ಹತ್ರ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ನೀವು ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಎದುರು ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಎದುರು ಬೀಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ದಿವಸಾಗ್ಲೂ ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡನ ಜೊತೆ ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ದಿವಸಾಗ್ಲೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿಯ ಜೊತೆ ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡೋದು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್? ಅಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ತಂದೆ ಜೊತೆ ದಿವಸಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಸೆಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅವರ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಏನ್ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ? ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಗು ಆಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಈಗ ನನ್ಗೆ ನೀನ್ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಎದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದ್ದು ಒಂದ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ. ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಈ ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿನ್ಗೆ 50 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಈ ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 60 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ 40, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮೇ ಬಿ 80. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸರಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಸರಿಯಾದ ವರ್ತನೆಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೆನ್ ತಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಬೆನ್ನು ತಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಯರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ ಗುಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಯು ಸಿ ದೆಮ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ವೆಲ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯಾಸಮ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಓ ಹೌ ಕಮ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಟುಡೇ, ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಿ, ಇವತ್ ಯಾವ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದದ್ದು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನನ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನೀನ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಓದುದು ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋರ್. ಅಂಡ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ, ಶಿಸ್ತು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಶಿಸ್ತನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳೋದಲ್ಲ. ಟುಡೇ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ, ಟುಮಾರೋ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಹಿಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಡ್ಯಾಡಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಡೂ ದಿಸ್. ನೋ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ, come what may, I don't want you to be angry. Now, this is the principles that we have to practice. I think I have taken it a long time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you once again, Father Cyril. Thank you to all the teachers. Thank you to everyone. And I'm really happy about being here with you. And I'm thank each of you all. And if any questions, I'm willing to answer. And I just want to tell all the parents, what I have told you is not something from the book. I've just shared my experiences, so you can share your experiences with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have the question answer session. Now this question answer session will be moderated by me as well as Miss Akila. So there are few instructions Miss Akila would like to give to the parents.
Dear parents, we will be taking all your questions right now for Dr. Rameela. You can type in your questions in the chat box, or you can click on the raise your hand button that will be in the screen. I'm showing it to you now. You will find the raise your hand button in the 3 dots here. You can click on it. We will let you unmute yourself and then you can talk. Dr. Rameela,
Yes.
we have one question typed
Yeah.
in the chat box. It's by Dr. Veena KG. Is it right to consent to all that our children demands just to keep them happy?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Veena. I don't think that is the positive parenting, because it's not right to consent to whatever the children are saying, but it's always better to dialogue with them. Now, they will want many things, but most of the time, what happens is when they ask and when we can't give, we always tell them, no, I can't give you. No, it is not right. Don't do this, all that thing. So, here I would ask all of y'all, and something that I have always done is, if I can't give the child, like I'll give you a very simple example. You know, when my daughter was in college, now of course she's grown up and all that. Now I remember her asking me for to go somewhere for a trip, and somehow I was not very happy at that stage to allow her to go and stay with her friends for a long overnight time. So I had told her, if it's a morning to night trip, I have no problems. But if it's an overnight stay, right at that stage, I don't want. She was, of course, typical thing that she told me was, everybody's parents are leaving, only you're not leaving. I said, yes, I am not leaving because I have these reasons. Then I gave her examples of something that I have heard in my clinical practice. I've said, I've had a girl like this who have gone out. I've had another boy who like this have gone out. And these are fears in me. I am scared. It's not because I don't trust you, but I will not be at ease. And at that stage of life, when she was 14, 15, 16, I said, I don't think I am, I will be at ease when I send you. And so it is my concern that I'm not sending you. Okay. So we had a dialogue and I sent her. I said, no, I don't think I will. And I sent her to think about it. So she went back. She, of course, was a little grumpy for 2-3 days. I still remember that. But when they came back at the initial, when she saw all her friends' photos, and she said, only I am missing, Mama. I'm feeling very bad. I too did feel bad. But then I was very clear to saying that why I did not. So I think what is very important, Dr. Veena, is we are not giving it to them. Then you become, if you give in to everything they say, then it becomes exactly what I told you, don't do it. That is, don't be a puppet in their hands. That is what happens. Then if you become a puppet in their hands, then they will take advantage. So what we have to do is, this is what is called as consistent disciplining. Now, what is disciplining? Telling them what is wrong, guiding them in the right path, and showing them the correct path. Now, you have to tell them. Many a times as parents, we don't dialogue with them. So I think if you don't want to agree to what they are saying, please be able to dialogue and tell them why. Thank you, Dr. Veena.
ಪ್ರಿಯ ಪೋಷಕರೇ, ನಿಮಗೇನಾದರೂ ಸವಾಲುಗಳು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. ಅಲ್ಲಾದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಸ್ ಬಟನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಕನ್ನು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. Ramana ma'am, there is another question. How working parents support our kids during these lockdown? Son is at home and we are in work.
Absolutely. I know. This is a very big problem that all the working parents are facing. Because ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. It was right time and we used to arrange it. But now children are at home. I think what is very important, I go back. I have had a lot of cases like this. I think what is very important is we, if possible, have a support system at home. It could be a grandparent, it could be a neighbor who will be having who will be able to go and see how the child is sometimes. And another most important thing is keep a schedule for the child. keep a schedule for the child, saying that what time he should get up, what time are his classes, okay, and somewhere you come and discuss with him the schedule. Now this is the family time I'm talking about. If you can come home at 5 o'clock, if you can come home at 6:30, and then come and call the son or the child and say, okay, you know what, this is what I did in office, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗಾಯ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ you tell about your thing, and the child tells about what has happened. I got up, I went for my virtual class, in social studies class this happened. See, what will happen is your communication will help you to understand what he has to tell you. And for him also what happens is, he knows that ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ಅವನ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. So he also knows, but let him know that you are concerned about him. Let him know that you are watchful of him. Idu tumba mukhya, and I know your anxiety. I can understand your anxiety, because ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದು, it's not an easy task. I definitely know that.
Thank you, ma'am. There is another question from Mohammed, parent of Mohammed. Hi, ma'am. Please let me know if your child have problem of comparing himself with his sister when you have only one son and daughter, saying we don't care for him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I would ask this parent, is this boy the elder child? So the second child was born at a later stage. Most often that is what happens, because till the second child was born, the first child was the important child. Now the second child was born, there was division. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ that you have given difference ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, but the child feels there's a division. So what has to be done here is, again, I would want you all to do that, is, find out why the child is feeling like that. What is it? Like, sometimes one small mistake that we do as parents is, when the boy and the girl fights, okay, and the boy is elder, we tell the elder boy, ನೀನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡವನು, ನೀನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವಳು ಸಣ್ಣವಳು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡು ಅವಳನ್ನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Now this is what makes the boy think that you don't care for him. So one thing I would want, those small fights that are there between children, leave them to fight. You don't get involved. Let them manage that. Okay. But in case like this, something happens, you tell the elder boy, what would you have done if you were there? What would you want to do? And teach the younger child also to start respecting the elder boy. Like, this is my elder brother, and so I will have to listen to my little elder brother. So that sort of communication that has to happen, which is very, very important. This is very, very common. Most of the elder children have this issue that you don't like me. Now I would sit there and find out why he says that he doesn't like. What is the reason? What is it? Do you tell him to study and don't tell her to study because she's small? So that is then you have to make him understand that her time comes, I will tell her also. Now when you were years old, I didn't tell you to study. Now all because he doesn't remember what you did in the 4 years. Now this is something that is very, very important for you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have one more question. Do we have to check their mobiles? Because I suspect he's playing while having online class. By Dr. Jane Subha.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, this is a complaint from most of my children, saying that parents check my mobile. Like I remembered, some 4 days back or 5 days last week, I remember this girl coming and saying, I have a CID in my house. So I thought, okay, maybe the father is working for CID, this thing. So I said, why, your dad is working? He said, no, I have my CID. My mother is a CID. When I go to the bathroom, she comes slowly, opens my mobile and checks my mobile. And she thinks I can't know. I know everything what she does. Please don't do that. Don't check behind the back of the children. You want to check, you tell the child that I want to see your mobile, and why I want to see is I want to. There's an anxiety in me. There's a fear in me, and to remove this fear, it's nothing to do with you. It's my fear. I want to check. The best thing would be is like, especially if you're talking about classes, when they're having classes, I always have something called as, you know, screen routine or screen, some screen time as such. Okay, which I make it very clear when the children come, when and where the mobile should be at what time. I said, okay, you get up in the morning, you want to see the mobile for half an hour, go ahead. 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock you have class, can the mobile be outside your room? No, ma'am, I will mute it and keep it. Why I don't want to mute? Not because I don't trust you, but when that goes grr, like for example, now, if my mobile goes with a sound, vibrating sound, my eyes will go there. So I tell them, see, this is what happens. See, now, for example, when I am talking to you in the clinic, I tell them, my mobile is not in front of me. My mobile is inside the bag, inside the drawer. I don't even know whether it's going to ring. If I keep it on the top, my attention will go from you to the mobile. I don't want to do that. So similarly, when your classes are there, can the mobile, this is a contract that you have to form. Especially with this age group, I can't deal with everything, but with this age group, another aspect I would always tell parents to do is have some contracts. What is your contract? Like, for example, I have contracts with my children who come to the clinic, saying that if they're going to sleep at 9:30, the last that they'll use their screen is 8:30. After 8:30, the mobile goes off. Can we have this contract? I say. Then there is a lot of bargaining. No, ma'am, not 8:30, ma'am, till 9, ma'am. Okay. Can we make it 8:45? So something like that. We have to have a bargaining system, and you have to have a contract. If you suspect that they are, online during that virtual classes, which is happening in many of the children, what you can do is have saying that, see, this is what I feel. What is wrong in telling what you feel? Instead of you suspecting and you boiling inside, you tell them what you're feeling. This is what I feel. So to be on the safer side, and I don't want to trouble you and ask you, you will not like when I ask you, no? So can we have a contract that you keep your mobile outside? After you come back from your class, see the mobile. I have no problem. Now, these are things that you can always do.
Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am. We have your screen being shared. Would you like to show your screen? And it would be helpful. Also, we have one more question by the parent of Ashish Sylvester. Hi, ma'am. My son keeps comparing with his friends that they have a mobile of their own and bikes are given to ride. So that's the question.
Yes. This happens very often because this is the way the conversation starts. They start the conversation with them. You know what, Mama? Ashish, I don't know what's your son's name, but if there's another boy called Ashish in the house, you know what? Ashish's father gave him a new bike. You know what, Mama? Arun's mommy gave him a new mobile. Now, what is going to come? You will know slowly. That is next question. The thing will be, Mama, I also know. So then, very clearly, you have to say, okay, I know they have given. Okay, I am not going to tell them about them because they are not beyond my control and beyond my thing. But you know something that for me, I will give you a mobile. What do you want a mobile for? You want a mobile to use? Take my mobile and use as much as you want, whenever you want. But right now, I think a mobile is not necessary for you. Okay. So again, it's the same thing that I'll be repeating. Have a dialogue with your child. Sit with him. Don't lose your temper. Very important. Don't become impatient. Very, very, very important. Listen to them. Very important. Find out why they want. All that you do. And then once you feel that you have listened to them, then start saying, now that I have listened to you, can I also tell what I am feeling? As a mother, I'm feeling this. Can I share it with you? Start off like that. Then the boy will be, okay, mommy listened to me, so I'm sure I have to listen to her. Then when they listen, maybe their face will change. Maybe something will happen. Let them do all that. Then after you say, you ask, now what do you have to tell? Do you think I'm wrong somewhere? Okay, this is only because of this. See, I think that trump card that you always have to put is, I am concerned about you. That is a trump card that you always have to put. It's not because I don't trust you. It's not because I think that you're going in the wrong direction, but it's because I feel that right now you don't need it. And if you want, you can definitely use mine or daddy's phone. You do what you want with our phone. I don't bother. But it will be us always.
Thank you, ma'am. We have one last question. This is the last question we will be taking for now. If any parents have any more questions, you can continue typing in the chat box. It will be available after the session as well. We will pass it on to Dr. Rameela, and we will send it to you later through your mobile, through your WhatsApp. So the question is, when a child is using mobile for his studies, he's often seen watching other videos. When asked, he says, "I just took a break." Is it the right thing to do? How do I stop him from doing this?
Yeah. Uh, it's almost the same that I've already answered you. Usually what I do, I did it yesterday also, and so it's very fresh in my mind. I had a similar problem when this boy was talking about, classes and all. So what I sat with him and, had a small conversation saying that what he should do when the classes are over. I told him when the classes are over, because he told me that 9 to 9:40 he has a class, 9:40 to 9:50 is the break. And that is at the time that he is watching this. I said, see, I think as it is, like for example, today, I'll tell them that as it is, when you continuously watch the screen, it is very strenuous. And when you shift from one screen to another, it is an added. So I tell them what are the ways that they can give their eyes and mind a little bit of break. So I tell them don't do anything. Just close your eyes and sit and, sit for some time. That will help your eyes. That will help your mind. Okay. And you want to watch, give a break after the class is over at 12:30. You rest for about 10 minutes. Give your eyes a break about 10 minutes. Have your lunch for about 20 minutes. After that, take a big break with the mobile. I have no problem. But I usually don't encourage them. I don't restrict them. Please mark my words. But I don't encourage them to shift between screens from laptop to the phone, from phone to the laptop. I don't encourage, because I sit with them and explain to them the impact of the screen on my eyes and my mind. Then I tell them. Then when I talk to them, then they tell me very casually, they tell me, yes, ma'am, my eyes feel tired, I have pain in the eyes. Then I explain to them, see, this is exactly because of this. And I tell them also, see, sometimes I am on webinars sometimes, and after that my eyes pain a lot. I have a lot of a head heaviness. So what I do is I just close my eyes and sleep for about 20 minutes. Or I tell them, I do this. I tell them, go out into the garden and look at the green plants. It's very soothing. It's very soothing. So I say, do something like that, or have an ice cube, take an ice cube from the fridge, dab it on your eyes. So these are things that I tell them. And then I say, see, this I'm saying from my experience. Now you decide what you want to do. And then, leave it to them, observe them. And next time when they come after 2 weeks, I ask them, now this time, what did you do? So then they say, yeah, most of the time I did not use. And how did you feel? Yeah, I felt better. Then don't you think that you have to make it all the time instead of most of the time? So that's how I make the change in them instead of telling them. See, because if I start telling also, I'll be also one of them among them. So I don't want to tell them. So you also can just give them ideas saying that maybe I don't know if the mother is working in a bank, if the mother is watching something. See, after TV, my eyes become so I just sit like this and close my eyes. Something like that you have to tell them.
So now we are concluding this question answer session. Ma'am, if it is possible, kindly stop presenting so we can see you.
I have stopped. I don't know why it is. Is it okay? Is
No,
it still
ma'am.
there?
Still your screen is coming to us, presentation screen. Yeah,
No, that's because I think my video is off. It's coming like I can't turn it on. Is it
ma'am,
okay
now
now?
we can see you.
Yeah. That was because the screen was. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belonging to us as well. Thank you, dear ma'am, for giving us your valuable time and guiding our parents. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to you.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. So now I request our principal, Reverend Father Cyril Meneges SJ, to address the parents regarding academics and school-related activities.
Can I go offline? Is
Yeah,
there a
ma'am. You can proceed.
yes, I'll go because
Thank
I
you because you have some other
yes, I
commitments.
have something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, kindly write in the chat box and the principal would be responding to them later.
Dear parents, thank you for attending today's webinar. I hope this initiative of the school is appreciated by you and has helped you to understand your role better in helping your kids grow. I should thank the active PTA executive group for their wholehearted cooperation. We expect the same cooperation and support and encouragement in your future endeavors too. I hope all of you are doing well. The realities of COVID-19 make self-care more important to all of us. Now, ever since the advent of the pandemic, the life has become very stressful for all of us. The unknowns of what's coming next can worry even the calmest of parents. The uncertainty of many things cripples us. We are facing a long periods of uncertainty, and that is why there are so many stresses that have emerged in our lives: concern for our family members, worries about lost income, supplying the needed groceries to the family, balancing job roles with childcare, and more. These are all the concerns that all of us are involved. But remember, your children need you to offer them a calm, stable, and predictable home base. It is a challenge, but as a parent, the best way to help your children be at their best is to take care of yourself. Here, I would like to bring to your notice some of the problems that we have faced as teachers and offer you some suggestions to help us to help your children better. The staff here at St. Joseph's make sincere efforts to enhance the learning of our students, but our efforts are not bearing the fruits that we expected. We want all our students to do better. Therefore, kindly pay attention to some of the practical points. See how best you can help your kids. Some of the things that I would like to mention are already touched upon by the resource person this morning. I would not explain them in detail, but I will touch upon some of the points already mentioned by the resource. First of all you need to help your child is to keep healthy routines. This was already shared with you by the resource person. I repeat again the importance of healthy routines. Now, during the pandemic, it is more important than ever to maintain bedtime and other routines because they create a sense of order to the day. Wake up routines, breakfast, and some active play, school work, etc., should be carried out in a planned way. Therefore, to structure with the usual routines thrown off, establish new daily schedules. Very important, my dear parents. Secondly, outdoor or group exercise activities also help the children. Exercising outdoors, if it is safe and feasible, is a great thing. You may follow online videos and apps that provide led exercises like yoga or group workouts. You can make use of these resources as well. Thirdly, take time to relax. Sometimes our minds and bodies just need a break. Meditation and some other replenishing activities like yoga is a great way to let go of the pressures of the day. Dear parents, please be aware that we conduct online classes. Online classes is a different experience from the traditional classroom environment. Just to brief you, we have three types or modes of communication and online classes. First of all, you may be aware that we have what is called class WhatsApp groups. Now, this class WhatsApp group is essentially used to communicate the information of the uploaded videos, the timetable, the departmental guidelines, scholarships, competitions, or links of various programs, etc. We formed the group, lots of requests were made to include or to delete some of the numbers, etc. All those requests were taken into consideration. That's why I expect that every child or the needs to be part of this class group. All the information is posted here on daily basis. Therefore, be part of this WhatsApp group and kindly browse through the group at least 3 or 4 times a day. The second mode of communication or online class that we have is we send you the recorded video classes in our own platform that we have designed, sgihsbangalore.com. Now this is the regular class. What we send to you is the videos, the modules of 10 minutes duration. Now these are not sent randomly. We had given a timetable, and per day only the two subjects are taken up, one language and one core subjects. And as per the timetable, we send daily or upload daily 4 to 5 modules. Each module, I told you, it is of 10 minutes duration. So 4 to 5 modules a child can expect every day. That means only 50 minutes of class that we send. Now you need to monitor this. Please ensure that every video that is uploaded is watched completely by the child. We get the analysis of the videos watched because every child is given a login ID and a password, and we can monitor if a particular student has watched or not. All this information, the date and time of his watching, is available to us. So it is not enough if we just ask the child if he has gone through the content that was sent. Sometimes I advise you that you verify the details with the teachers whether your son is watching the videos that we had sent. Now to watch the videos, the child needs to have the device for the maximum of 50 to 1 hour. That's all per day. It is not that the child has to possess the device for entire day, 24 hours. The classes that we send is of at the most of 1 hour duration. That's why if a child dedicates 1 hour to the classes, it's enough. Maybe another hour for writing the notes, not more than that. Now, why we send this online video? So that the boys can do all the work at their own pace. There is no definite time for them to come online. They can watch the videos at the convenient time. They can do the work at their own pace. As long as they meet their deadlines and participate appropriately online, they will be fine. This means there will be much less pressure and intensity. But succeeding in online classes, dear parents, requires self-discipline. You don't have a teacher to tell you when an assignment is to be done. Now, if your child is lazy or undisciplined, that will cause the child to quickly fall behind. So there has to be a self-discipline practiced in watching these videos. That's why please ensure that your child is committed to the task of following online content. They need to be disciplined in this regard. If they develop a stronger self-discipline in academics, they will often translate to other areas of their life, such as fitness, work ethic, and even relationships. When I go through the analysis of the videos watched, I feel that many of you are not monitoring your child's learning activity. Very often, the teachers remind you of the same, but not much progress has been achieved. If you have any genuine difficulty in going through our videos, kindly let us know. But you and your child just can't take for granted the efforts of the teachers. I want every child to be the beneficiary of our hard work. Parents, once again I appeal to you to monitor the study of your child. Let the child dedicate at least 2 hours a day for school related work, and ensure that your child is up to date with the school assignments. Therefore, what is important is that you give guidelines and deadline to complete the work. It is not necessary, as I said just now, that the child needs to have the device for 24 hours. A maximum of 2 hours per day is more than sufficient if the child is regularly using or doing the work. I feel that many parents are not aware of what is happening. Just because the child is using the mobile or some other device, you presume that they are seriously following the online classes. But it is not so. Leaving the device or mobile with your child for throughout the day also is a risky factor. You need to protect children online. Dear friends, these digital platforms or online classes, they give an opportunity for children to keep learning and helps them to take part in various activities and helps them to keep in touch with their friends. But increased access online brings risks for children's safety, protection, and also privacy. Therefore, it is advisable that you discuss the use of internet with your child so that they know, children know how it works, what they need to be aware of. Establish some rules together about how, when, and where the mobile or the internet can be used. Now, from tomorrow, we begin SA1 exam. That's why during the exam time, kindly give the devices to complete the exam, especially for 8th and 9th standard students, because they need to scan and upload the answer papers immediately after writing the exam. Another thing that we have noticed is that many of the communication that is sent by the school, it doesn't reach the parents because only the child reads the messages and takes the messages very casually, doesn't inform the parent. Now, please be aware of every information that is sent. The child may not share with you some of the details that we have sent, especially if we have communicated that your child is not watching the videos. Definitely the child may not share that information with you. It is your responsibility to browse through the WhatsApp group, because most of this information of watching the videos, submitting the assignments, etc. is shared in the WhatsApp group. That's why I said at least 3 or 4 times a day you need to go through the WhatsApp group. So please ensure that the information, whatever that is sent from the school, reaches you. And the third communication that we have, or online classes platform that we use, is the Microsoft Teams. This is to encourage the children to clarify their doubts. I said the recorded videos is the regular class. They, after going through those videos, they may have lots of questions or doubts to clarify. That's why we have provided this platform. So encourage your children to clarify their doubts. We conduct classes on Microsoft Team platform. This is, and we call them as revision classes, revision. To do the revision, the children need to prepare well for these classes. These classes are meant for clarifying doubts and deepening the learning. Hence, the child needs to prepare well for these classes by reading the textbook, going through the uploaded modules, etc. But it is very discouraging to see that the attendance for these classes is very, very thin. If there are 60 students in the class, 25, 30, 32 students participate. My concern is, what about the rest of the students? Now, when we take we undertake different exercises to reach out the maximum number of students, and when the students do not respond, it really discourages us. We want every child, every student of ours to do well in the academics. Therefore, kindly see that all these three, WhatsApp group and uploaded videos and Microsoft Team classes, all these things reach your child. Now, apart from the classes, there are a few more things that I would like to bring to your notice. Now, many a times I have appealed all the 8th standard students to apply for NMMS exam. And the 10th standard students, I said, you need to apply for NTSC exam. The response has been very, very poor. Tomorrow is the last day to apply, so kindly hurry up. Once the registration is done, we are planning to hold training sessions online to those students in preparation for the exam. So kindly avail these facilities. Similarly, the applications to avail minority scholarships, they also need to be submitted. Tomorrow is the last date. The eligible students from designated communities kindly apply. When there are provisions to help you and the government is coming forward to help you, I think you should grab this opportunity. So all the eligible students who can apply for these scholarships, kindly hurry up. Tomorrow is the only day that you have at your disposal, and I expect many students to avail this facility as well. Another thing that I would like to bring to your notice is the non-payment of departmental fees. In spite of the constant reminders and extending the deadlines, some of you haven't bothered to pay the department fees yet. Please don't neglect such dates. I request such parents to come to the school tomorrow itself and do the needful. Another piece of information, those who haven't collected their textbooks, kindly claim them at the earliest. We need to give an account of the same to the department. The future activity that we have planned is online PTM. Since coming to the campus is not permitted by the department, either for classes or for the meetings, we are planning to have online class-wise PTMs. Now, this is at the planning stage. More information will be given to you later. But whenever such things are planned, your cooperation is solicited. The 10th standard students and parents, kindly note that tomorrow onwards we begin our SA1 exam. The 8th and 9th standard students will post their answer sheets in the Microsoft Team portal itself. But the 10th standard students, they need to submit their answer papers directly to the school, handed over to the subject teachers on 8th after the completion of the exam. You complete your exams, all the exams on 7th. On 8th, you will be given time slots. As per the times indicated, you need to come to the school. If the student cannot come, at least the parents, and they have to submit their answer papers to their respective subject teachers. So detailed instructions will be given to you at a later stage. Now focus on answering well for the exam. So kindly follow the instructions in this regard. So once again, my dear parents, I thank you for your wholehearted cooperation and incessant accompaniment that you have shown. Especially, I would like to thank the Vice President of PTA, Mr. Farooq, for his cooperation and encouragement in all our activities. He is very, very supportive to all of us. So I thank him specially and all the PTA members. Now, some of you might feel that we are giving too much of online content to the students. As I've already explained to you, it is not too much at all. The videos that we send are of at the most 1 hour duration. Then maybe another 1 hour to write the notes. Now, if the student is doing this work regularly, he will not feel it as cumbersome. you will not feel it as too much, because within 2 hours all the school work could be completed if it is done on a daily basis. But if the student is not disciplined and keeps the work pending, then it may become a little burdensome for him, because the entire weeks the work he may have to do on a single day. That's why I said, let there be routine in the child's life and let them do it on a regular basis. Now, some of you have asked the question, how do we know if they have watched the videos or not? If you ask your child, he will definitely say, yes, I have watched. And that is what they tell me when they come to meet me here also. I can't share with you the password, admin password, that is restricted. Only you will not come to know, but you can always ask the teachers. That's why I said it is not enough that you ask only your child. Occasionally, you ask the teachers as well, or on every time we send the names of the students who have watched the videos. In the WhatsApp class group, we send the names of the boys who have watched the videos. That means rest of the boys in that class have not watched the videos. Hence, following the WhatsApp communication is very, very crucial for you to get all the information. So I stop here. If you have any questions to ask, you are most welcome. I suppose things are very clear to you. In spite of all this, if you want to ask me certain clarifications, or so if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer them now.
Can I ask a question, Father? Father, I am Gaurav Ganapati's mother from Cool.
Yeah.
Father, however, can I send the answer papers? Because I
Sorry,
stay.
your voice breaks.
Father, can I send the answer papers through post, Father?
By post,
Yeah.
you are not in the town?
No, sir, Father, I'm in Coorg. I'm Gaurav Ganapati,
Oh,
KR's
okay,
mama.
okay, sure. Yeah.
Can I send it through courier or through post?
Yes,
All
yes.
the
We will give you the instructions. I will discuss with the staff,
okay.
and we will post that information by tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
Okay.
As per the instructions, you can do the needful. Okay.
Okay, Father, thank you so much.
Yeah. Welcome.
Is anybody else has a questions? You can raise your hands and ask the questions. I hope you had a wonderful explanation by the principal regarding the school and academic related queries. Thank you, Father, for your wonderful explanation regarding the school activity. So now we come to the end of the session. Silence is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Now I request PTA member Mrs. Rupna Fatima to present a vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, all of you. I hope you all have been educated with additional inputs from the speakers regarding the modern age parenting. To say the least, parenting has been a challenge from last few months, and it seems to be so in the coming days too, thanks to the pandemic. First of all, I like to sincerely thank all the dignitaries present either physically or virtually. I thank from the bottom of my heart Dr. Rameela Shekhar, who has given us invaluable inputs on how to overcome the challenges as parents in these testing times. Your inputs were invaluable, madam, and we all enjoyed it and take with us a lot of points that would be useful in our day to day life. I thank our Honorable Principal, Father Cyril Vincent, for being present here and addressing the gathering. Thank you, Father, for always supporting all activities related to the students and parents too. I extend my thanks to our Vice Principal, Father Felix Anand SJ, and Mrs. Savita C. I thank Mrs. Nirma de Souza, Ms. Akhila, who are instrumental in conducting this webinar. I also thank Mrs. Mola Dilama for introducing the resource person. Privileged to thank Mr. Srinivas Prasad for the welcome. I also would like to thank the PTA Executive Committee for joining us and supporting this event. Especially thank Farooq sir. Finally, I thank the prayer teams for entering the pairs. Last but not the least, I thank all the parents who have been dynamically participating in all course issues relating to parenting. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A teacher should inspire a child to reach academic success. A parent should inspire their child to use success in a way that influences positive change in the world. We hope you had a fruitful session. Have a good day. Thank you, one and all.